In 1961, not long after Gary Cooper passed away, the renowned designer Irene Lentz took her own life, leaving behind a chilling note that revealed she did not want to live in a world without him. It raises an unsettling question. What kind of presence must a man carry for his absence to echo so deeply that it leads someone else toward death? That feeling moves beyond the glow of a movie star and enters something far more complex. A life both radiant and dangerous, where gentleness can coexist with cruelty and dignity can conceal fractures that never truly heal. Cooper had long been elevated as America's ideal hero, tall, reserved, calm, and principled, a man whose mere presence on screen made audiences believe in goodness. Rising from an unknown stunt performer to one of Hollywood's greatest stars, he won 2 Academy Awards and dominated the box office for decades. Yet behind those steady eyes existed a far more complicated reality. Secret affairs, a strained marriage marked by silence and betrayal, and personal choices that caused deep pain to those closest to him. This contrast raises a lingering question. Was he truly the hero America believed in, or a man shaped into perfection by Hollywood while quietly unraveling underneath? Born Frank James Cooper on May 7, 1901, in Helena, Montana, he came from a family shaped by strong British influence. His father was a lawyer who later became a state Supreme Court justice, while his mother insisted on raising him with aristocratic discipline, even sending him to England as a child to attend Dunstable Grammar School. That strict, emotionally distant upbringing shaped him into someone quiet and observant, a boy who learned to keep his emotions hidden. Returning to Montana, he found himself out of place. His English accent and refined manner clashed with the rugged expectations of the American West. To survive, he reshaped himself, learning to ride horses, hunt, and endure hardship. A car accident at 15 left him with a broken hip, permanently affecting his walk, a slow, uneven gait that would later become part of his iconic on-screen presence. After briefly attending college with dreams of becoming an illustrator, financial struggles pushed him toward Los Angeles in 1924, not for fame, but survival. He took odd jobs, painted posters, and eventually found work as a stunt rider, enduring physical punishment in anonymity. Yet even in those unnoticed roles, something stood out: his presence, his stillness, his natural authenticity. A talent scout recognized this and helped reshape Frank James Cooper into Gary Cooper, a name that matched the quiet strength he carried. His early roles were small, but his presence lingered. In films like The Winning of Barbara Worth, 1926, and Wings, 1927, he began to attract attention. Unlike many actors of the silent era, he transitioned effortlessly into sound films, his low, measured voice becoming an advantage. He didn't rely on dramatic delivery. Instead, he mastered restraint, saying less but meaning more. By 1929's The Virginian, he proved he could lead, delivering lines with such natural simplicity that audiences believed him completely. Through the 1930s and 1940s, he became one of Hollywood's most dependable stars, appearing in films like Morocco, 1930, A Farewell to Arms, 1932, and Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, 1936, where his quiet decency became his defining trait. His performance in Sergeant York, 1941, earned him his first Academy Award, portraying a man torn between faith and duty with remarkable subtlety. In The Pride of the Yankees, 1942, he captured the quiet strength of Lou Gehrig, while For Whom the Bell Tolls, 1943, showed his ability to embody tragic depth. By the time High Noon, 1952, arrived, Cooper's persona had evolved into something even more profound, a symbol of isolation and moral courage. His portrayal of Wolcane, a man abandoned by his community yet unwilling to walk away, resonated deeply in a Hollywood shaped by fear and political tension. Winning his second Academy Award, he solidified his place not just as a star, but as a representation of something larger: the struggle between integrity and survival. Yet while his on-screen image remained steady, his personal life grew increasingly complex. Married to Veronica Rocky Balfe in 1933, with whom he had a daughter, Maria, his private world was marked by numerous affairs. Relationships with women like Clara Bow, Lupe Velez, Marlene Dietrich, and Patricia Neal revealed a pattern: intense, often unstable connections that contrasted sharply with his quiet public image. His marriage endured, but not without distance and silence, particularly after his relationship with Neil led to a painful and unresolved situation. Later in life, as his health declined, Cooper found companionship with Irene Lentz, a relationship that existed quietly outside public scrutiny. After his death in May 1961, her suicide added a haunting final note to his story. Despite these complexities, one relationship remained steady: his bond with his daughter, Maria, who later chose a life away from Hollywood, preserving her father's memory not as a myth, but as a human being shaped by contradictions. Politically, Cooper's actions also reflected this duality. He participated in anti-communist efforts in Hollywood, yet later supported colleagues affected by blacklisting, revealing a man not easily defined by a single stance. In his final years, he converted to Catholicism, perhaps seeking meaning as illness overtook him. Diagnosed with prostate cancer, he withdrew from public life, receiving an honorary Oscar shortly before his death, accepted on his behalf by James Stewart. Gary Cooper's legacy remains layered. On screen, he was the embodiment of quiet strength, a man who did not need to prove himself. Off-screen, he lived within contradictions, loyal yet unfaithful, composed yet conflicted, admired yet deeply human. As Hollywood evolved with more expressive actors like Marlon Brando and James Dean, Cooper's restrained style remained timeless, influencing generations not through imitation, but through the enduring power of presence. His legacy is not just in the films he left behind, but in the feeling he created, a sense that behind those calm, distant eyes was something never fully explained. And perhaps that is what still draws people back, not just the roles, but the mystery of the man himself.